Let's relax, and we're gonna watch Egotistical Players Are the Real Losers in Marvel Rivals by Nen.
Hi everybody, today I want to talk about Marvel Rivals. Sometimes I feel like that every time I talk into a microphone by myself, alone in a room, with nobody but myself.
I like to get a bunch of men together.
Okay.
Men that are the hardest of the hard.
Oh.
And I want to be with these men.
Okay.
So, today I want to talk about something that I feel like a lot of people may not like hearing. Something that may actually come as a shock to a lot of players. Now, this just doesn't apply to Marvel Rivals. It applies to other games as well, specifically team games, but, is this thing on? Rank doesn't really matter.
What? Okay. Hear me out. In my opinion, when it comes to Marvel Rivals and ranked, I've already said why I want to get my rank up, why I want to do a lot of stuff. It's because I want to be able to surpass flats. But I think when it comes down to true rank, people will play Marvel. I guess any, not just Marvel Rivals. They'll play something and then they'll be like, I want to be plat. I want to be a plat player. So then they get up to plat and then they're like, whoa, you know, I got to this point. This is crazy. I can make it to diamond. I can make it to diamond. And then they make it to diamond. They're like, okay, I'm gonna go all the way. That's what it is. I feel like it's that kind of like what the video describes ego. It's their ego being like, hey, I can do this. I can go all the way. But in the end, I'm gonna keep it $150. Rank really does mean nothing. Like I'm doing this just for gits and shiggles, you know. For me, it's just a reason to play, you know. Like I get up, I've never been higher than plat 2. If I can get above that, that's cool. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I guess maybe it is worth kind of playing. But at the same time, I'm not. That's why I'm not really taking ranked as serious, you know, if that makes any sense. What other games do you think have like very egotistical people? I'm thinking like Apex. I think Apex was like when I played Apex, this is before like what her whole thing. She had like the kind of blacked out eyes with like the white pupils. She looked like a freaking alien. She's like a dang alien. Hold up, I gotta find her now. Alter, that's her name. Her name is Alter. I played before this lady even came out. Before I even like Apex Legends, this was who like this was like before she even came out. And I stopped playing because it was getting super money hungry, and I didn't feel like wanting to play a game that was really money hungry. And so that's why I think Apex is really bad. But when I did play it, oh my gosh, dude, ranked. First off, quick play and ranked, no difference. Dude, you would literally get the sweatiest motherfuckers in ranked, or not in ranked, in quick play, and then ranked would be like 1 to 2 matches. Oh, it's all right. Dude, you rank up. Oh, the big dog. Somebody let out the hounds, because holy, dude, you drop in, you get a gun. You got some dude playing Gibraltar just beaming you down with a P20, the freaking pinky popper. I think that was bad. Way back, I saw one on Twitter. It was that Dead by Daylight would have the worst rank system. And I think in itself, like Dead by Daylight kind of proves that. Dude, people play this game for literally just being stupid, and that's bad. I think in my opinion, I think Apex has like the worst players in ranked, because that's where that's like the pure sweats. Like Marvel Rivals, I haven't seen
Okay,
Pardon me,
let me rephrase
I've seen
that.
everything
Being
on it.
a high rank doesn't actually mean you are a good player.
Okay, rank doesn't mean you're a good player.
So I know a lot of you may hear this statement and think like, okay, what kind of Coke is Nen on now? And if you really need to know, Diet Coke. I actually have been wanting to talk about this topic for a while now.
Diet.
So now that I have the time to do it, why not do it now?
Sucks.
But before we do that, I just really wanted to say that I appreciate the support you guys showed in my last video. I know this video isn't as edited as the other one, because oh my god, editing takes so long, even for the dumbest, smallest things like I did in that video. And you know, I've been really busy with life stuff, so forgive me if this video isn't
the 360
as edited as the other video. But actually, from a poll that I made on my channel, a lot of you guys just listen to my videos, not necessarily watch them. So hey man, shout outs to you guys. It really means the world to me that you guys are watching this. And I know I'm not really saying it just to say it. I actually really mean it when I say it, so I appreciate you guys. Anyways, on to today's topic, ranks. The Marvel Rivals community, out of all the other gaming communities that I've been a part of, are easily the ones that are the most obsessed with rank. There are so many people in this space that will put individual rank up so high on a pedestal when it comes to discussions on game balance, how the game should be, who's worth watching, who's worth it as a streamer or YouTuber. People seemingly always start off with the ranks of individuals, and a lot of creators in this space, I'm not gonna lie, they kind of enforce that. There are so many
I think, like I said, I haven't seen ranked to its fullest. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I don't sit there and I actively look at, like, I guess I should say I don't watch a lot of like high elo play. The most I watch is flats. I watch Kingsman from time to time, but it's like in the end, I never really watch, like, I'm not doom scrolling Marvel Rivals on YouTube. With high elo, much different compared to what I'm dealing with in gold. Like in gold, I'm getting some big dum-dums, and I'd be like, shit, I gotta up my playstyle. Like, I don't really watch videos on like positioning and stuff like that. I just kind of, I'm in there and I understand, like, oh, if I go behind a wall, I'm not gonna be able to heal them. I also think for a lot of it is team-based stuff. You know, your team can also, this ain't a game where you can just solo the entire other team. This is a game where you gotta kind of station yourself. But like I said, I don't watch a lot of high elo Marvel Rivals play. I'm kind of in like the casual, semi-casual, but still like, hey, I want to rank up. Hey, I want to get better. I'm not going to be like, oh man, we just lost our 5th game in a row, dude. Oh, time to queue up again. Plat 1? Shit, I'm down to gold 2 now. It's like I hate that. My blood would be boiling if that. Hell, I'm about to fucking do it now. I'm plat 3 and I'm down to gold 1 and I'm about to D rank to gold 2. If I lose like 2 matches, I'm done. But I don't think necessarily rank equals you're good. Like, I think it shows that you understand a bit more, but I feel like you can also have people that are just so much better that just carry you. And again, I don't doom scroll YouTube. So in the end, I'm not like 100% on what's meta, what's super good. I literally ban off of what can screw me over the hardest, that makes it harder for me to do my job as a support, aka Black Panther. For divers, it's going to be Penny, it's going to be Thing. For supports, like I said, Black Panther, Spider-Man, it's going to be all these people that are diving and are really good at it, and they just like bulldozer you. So that's kind of what I go off of, compared to high elo play that's like Gambit's permaban. Thing's probably a ban. Hella's gonna be permaban. Namor's gonna be a ban. Like, there's all these different like bans where it's like boom, boom, boom. We do this because if someone picks this, we could lose because these people understand the character. They know how to play the character. Compared to my team, that's like, dude, we can have a fucking Gambit and he misses all of his shots, aka me. And it's like, bro, this is your goat. This is the guy you're permabanning. I don't see why the hell y'all are doing that shit. Like I watched Flat's tier list, and he's like Gambit's in a tier of his own. Black Panther's in a tier of his own. Penny's really tier, and it's like, dude, I'm fighting all these people. Half of the people that you're saying are S tier. I'm not even dealing with them.
Many players out there with egos and influence simply because they are high celestial or eternity, or one above all, or yada yada, that just kind of stomp around this community. Anyone who's a lower rank or not a creator of sorts should have zero say in the game and how it should be, and blah blah. I've heard.
Okay, that's where I kind of got denied. If you are a creator in the game, I feel like you should have a lot of say. Not like how the game should be balanced, because that's again up to them, and I want to say maybe the community. They need to hear both the pro play and also the casual play. But coming in and being like, I probably heard it wrong. Here, I'm gonna back up a bit just to try and get an understanding. I'm gonna go back 10 seconds.
Steel or eternity, or one above all, or yada yada, that just kind of stomp around this community. Anyone who's a lower rank or not a creator of sorts should have zero say in the game and how it should be, and blah blah. I've heard all sorts of crazy reasons, believe me.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying that. I'm so happy I backed up. I would have made myself look like a fool. He's comparing people who are like eternity and like literally like the best of the best, being like, oh, creators and lower rank people shouldn't have it. I feel like if you only listen to pro play, your game's done. I think that's what Apex did. I think Apex and Fortnite, they like listened to their community, and a ton of people gave it backlash, and they're like, we're not doing anything. And then they lost a bunch of player base. I want to listen to both sides. Pro play and casual play. I almost want to, like, you know those rooms where it's like 20 atheists, it's like one atheist versus 20 Christians. like I want like 10 casual players and 10 like pro players debate on what should be changed in the game. No, I think that's horrendous. I think coming in and being like casual players or lower level or lower ranked players should not have a say. Because again, these are the people that are going to be coming in and being like, oh, I'm going to sit down and play on my PS5. I'm going to play Marvel Rivals with my friends. And then if you're getting steamrolled by a Black Panther player and you don't have any idea how to really counter them, NetEase is over here like, yeah, you know, the pro player said Black Panther is like a D tier person. We moved him to S tier. hooray, hooray. And now the casual players don't want to play because there's a Black Panther who's like an absolute demon who could like one-shot combo you in a split second. You can't even do anything about it. And then again, just saying content creators shouldn't have a say. I also think that's dumb. I know a lot of people dogpile like Kingsman, Flats, J3, and all of them on their on like their tier, Boger, all their tier lists that they do, and it's like, oh man, why their tier lists are so stupid. In a way, it's kind of their own little opinion. It's what's they're going on. They're high level players, I want to say, and they're content creators. So I think a lot of people should probably watch it. I think they should watch like multiple. I wouldn't say like a bunch, but like multiple tier lists, so that they can get a rough and a semi-decent idea of what's strong from both angles, and not just some one dude and being like, I'm gonna play this player and I'm gonna ban this player. Like, I'm not gonna watch a tier list video and then I'm gonna go to like Ricky over here and then watch his tier list video and then be like, Ricky, you're actually wrong because so and so over here said that this person's actually good. If I was Ricky, I'm gonna tell you to piss off and say this is my opinion. Like, I should enrage the internet and do my own freaking tier list.
Get into match and quick play
But
and
yeah,
run
I
into someone
completely
who's
agree
just
with them.
ranks above you, or in ranked when you actually get people who are on Smurf accounts, or see so many people
Oh
on.
my god, Marvel Rivals is one of the. I'm going on so many tangents, and we're only 2:30 in the video. I hate Smurfs. Marvel Rivals has completely changed my idea of Smurfs. Originally, I was like, oh, I don't know, Smurfs aren't really that bad, bro. Smurfs are douchebags. If you are a Smurf on Marvel Rivals, go kick rocks, dude. Oh my god. Just the fun police over here. I'm in a gold 3 game and I get I get like the number 2 Black Widow on a Smurf account. Now she's level 15, hot off the iron, pulling up in gold 1. I'm like, who the are you? And then she, oh my god, just boom, 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 dropping 48 and 1 in our game, and it's like, oh, so we just had no chance. Like, go to quick play, bro. I know you're trying to like rank up and shit, and I also semi-understand if you're like, if I got like super high on support, and I'm like, hey, I want to create a new account, but I can only play tank. This is my Vanguard only account. I can understand that. But bro, you coming straight in swinging. I am a DPS main. I main Winter Soldier and Magic, and you're pulling some Kingsman shit where you're just full on like dive bomb. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna hit up the Winter Soldier and I'm gonna go 48-0, and I'm just gonna roll the lobby. Like, dude, I'm like, you just suck. The fun police, like I keep
Lying
saying.
on Twitter showcasing how much they're an Eternity player, and they use that to just be a complete dick to other players. Yeah, those people. I can
they bust
guarantee
out the,
a
I'm
lot
an
of these
Eternity
players
player, blah blah blah.
ain't
It's like,
Okay,
like,
maybe
don't
I wouldn't
screw
say it
yourself.
like that, but let me elaborate. Let's take a Duelist player, right? A Duelist one-trick Spider-Man player who's in Celestial 1 or in Eternity. Let's say they got to where they were by just playing Duelist in general. Huge achievement, honestly. It shows that said player was good enough to get there on their own. However, what does that exactly entail? Marvel Rivals is a team game. As such, communication is very, very important. In fact, communication and coordination can take you a long ways, and I think those two are the most essential and difficult things to have in this game and be good at them. The Duelist player can be getting to high Celestial, sure, but boy, oh boy, do they actually suck to have as a teammate for other players.
Yes,
so much can go wrong when you have a
There
player
are
that's
some
in
Spider-Man
their own
that
world.
like that.
And honestly, that's a lot of players in Rivals. They just kind of go solo dolo, especially Duelists. No cinch of comms at all.
Bro, I hate the Spider-Man that will literally, they'll swing in, they dive, and then they dive full backline when they know that we're getting bombarded up front and supports have to kind of stick up and really try to hammer into town on our tanks so that they're not dead. And then the Spider-Man does the triple ping until it won't let them. They spam the ping of like, I need healing, I need healing. And then they're like, GG, no heals. I'm like, bro, you are halfway across the map and I need to keep my tank alive. Where are you going? But there are also some dive that will, like, I've had a couple Spider-Men that will swing on back. They stand still. I go through like a little freaking, like those NASCAR racers where I start like trading out their tires. I'm like, good, go. And he swings back in. The webbed menace. And he actually does decent. Like, that's where I'm like that. But if you're one of those where you're like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, you suck. If you are a dive like that where your whole thing is I'm gonna just full on dive their backline, and then, like, behind multiple walls when no one else can do it, and then you spam heal by, like, I need healing, you're dog shit. Get off the game.
Except only talk smack about the
I
team
probably
at the
shouldn't say
very
like that,
end
but
of the
it's like,
game,
you're just
or to
ass,
type
dude.
and say voice in chat because they think their cloak and dagger hasn't been healing them, when in fact she's been healing their fat ass all game long. People will just manage to brute force their way up to the ranks that they are, and they just gloat about it. Here's a revelation for all of you: you really haven't played Marvel Rivals until you played against a team that has amazing communication and coordination. Until you play against a 4 or 5 stack. I can guarantee that if you take a random team comprised of 6 Celestial 1 players who lone wolf and put them up against a team of 6 Grandmaster 1 players who all have great communication, the team of GM players would win.
Yo, that would be a good comp, dude. That'd be a good comp. You get a bunch of Celestials, but like there's no way of communication. They're all mute. They can't ping, and then you get like Grandmaster players, and then it's like they have mics and they have like ping. It's like, oh, I would watch
easily.
that.
No doubt in my mind, they
that.
would win easily. I know it sounds crazy, but man, I feel like a lot of people forget about the team aspect in the game, which is kind of funny. You can't be a team unless you talk to one another or have some sort of player-to-player resonance.
And then you get the
with each other.
motherfuckers.
There
that
are a lot of
just
top
so
players out there,
dickish.
not the pros by the way, that obviously really are good at the game, but the moment they actually have to work as a team, be it in a tournament or something, complete meltdown, complete deconstruction of who and what they are as a player. Just because you're in a certain high rank doesn't actually mean you're a good teammate at all. And in a team game, that's a pretty darn thing to be lacking. In this game, I think you need a few things.
Bro, and it's like the worst when those same motherfuckers are like, I know what I'm doing. I'm like with the game I had with the triple flyers. Like if that Winter Soldier just came in and been like, it's working, didn't it? We stopped their payload at so and so point. It's working. It's like the only reason it's working is because we are heal botting and our tanks are actually doing really good. And they probably just don't have good aim or good communication when they hear that, hey, Iron Man is just beaming us down in our backline. You need to peel or someone get that motherfucker out of the sky. Having good communication, I feel like, is everything in this. I'm disappointed in myself that in these ranked games, I'm not talking more. I'm not saying, hey, we got someone in our backline. Hey, tank, come back. Hey, get behind that wall, or just stop getting behind that wall so I can heal you. Like I'm not proud that I'm not doing any of that, but I'm also not going to be like, hey, you are dog shit for thinking like this, because as a good, I guess, coordinator or leader, your whole thing is not trying to spark anything. But then you get the dumbasses. As I'm trying to spark some shit, you get the dumbasses that come in and they're like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm not switching. This is just a GG go next. Like, dude, you are the reason why we are hard stuck gold. This is why your ass is put here, because you want to be a baby and play DPS when you are shit and you just want to get carried in a little cradle so that mama can bring you up to diamond, and then you're going to get your ass chewed out and wonder why you're not ranking up anymore.
Considered an actual good player. First thing is game sense. You need to understand the fundamentals of the game and what is right and what isn't right depending on the circumstances of your match. 2, execution. You understand the playbook and now you actually got to run it. This is probably the one that a lot of players emphasize, right? Whether they know it or not, it happens a lot. Execution is what a lot of these egomaniacs run with in the game. They showed in their gameplays, their stream. They even use it to formulate their opinions and the judgment on the opinions of other players. It's their entire personality and identity. 3, adaptability and how to actually work as a team. I know that's 2 things, but it's just shut up. This one is the final piece of the puzzle on what makes you an actual good Marvel Rival players, in my opinion. Regardless of your own rank, if you are coordinating properly, synergizing as a team, be it as strangers or in a stack of friends, then you are doing something 90% of players in this game do not do. Now, to specify here, I'm not saying that simply being on comms is what I'm talking about here, okay? As you may see, a lot of the higher level players do get on comms, but simply saying things in comms isn't actually doing proper comms, you know? If it isn't really gelling with your team, it's like when you read a book and you're reading it really well, but you're not really understanding what you're reading as you're reading. Does that make sense?
It's like when you're reading out loud, like you're not actually taking in the information. Like you have to read in your head, but when you're sitting there like, Mary went down to the river the other day and saw a hermit crab. It's like you're not gonna retain that information. I'm gonna put a damn piece of paper in front of you and be like, what did Rosemary go down to the? See, I didn't even recoil what I said because I just read it out loud. It's like, what did Mary see when she went down to the lake? You're gonna be like, a dog, a fish, a rock. It's like, You're not gonna retain. It's like with Kai Cenat and his reading. You're not. If you read like that, you're not gonna retain the information, dude.
Egotistical players are honestly less qualified to talk about the game because they are only good at half of what makes Marvel Rivals a video game. The bigger picture of what this game is as a whole is just completely missing for them, which leads to wild takes, wonky opinions, and the terrible surge of propagating something that just simply isn't true. But because they'll flex their rank and be like, oh, I'm an eternity buddy, hush peasant, a lot of people who don't know better will believe what they say to be the truth. Now, I know pros have been kind of talked down upon in the Rivals community as of late, but I want to make something clear. Marvel Rivals pro play is a completely different beast, man, let me tell you.
Oh my
Any
God,
ranked warrior who hits eternity or even one above all has nothing on a pro, because pro players and teams are all extremely well versed in the thing that I said a lot of these ranked warriors lack: coordination and communication. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but I cannot stress just how much of a different world that scene is. Now, I'm not saying you hitting those higher echelons in ranks isn't something to be proud of. Heck, if your peak is platinum, congrats. If your peak is diamond, congrats. GM, Celestial, Eternity, congrats. I'm not here to discredit your efforts and hard work. I'm talking about the folks who will wear their ranks on their sleeves and go on about the community just being complete dickheads. Pretty much my message to them is calm the fuck down. I know working as a team is extremely hard in this game when teaming up with randoms.
Level. Who do you think you are?
Video. You can see why. Self-centered players who will throw a fit because you give them a sheer ounce of critique or even a suggestion to better improve the team's chances of winning. People throwing games, slurs, and all that nasty stuff. But regardless of all those bad apples out there, I know there's a lot of you out there who will still try to work as a team, even if your Spider-Man is throwing a fit and going 5 and 10. Even if your thing is complaining about heals, when in fact, you know you've been keeping them alive. To those who still try and huddle the rest of the team and try to win games and are effective at making plays together with strangers, my hat's off to you guys. I arguably have a lot more respect for you than any other Duelist one-trick who managed to get into the high ranks selfishly. And
dude, that's like the unfortunate thing is when you do have a Spider-Man that's literally going like 2 and 11, 2 and 8, the worst thing you can do is just be like, Spider-Man, switch, Spider-Man, get the off the game, you're throwing, and then they're just gonna throw a hissy fit, be like, I reached diamond playing Spider-Man, I reached diamond, I want to play Spider-Man, you guys don't know nothing, you know nothing. And it's like, oh my God, dude, just string me up and let me go. The best thing you can do, in my opinion, you just literally have to team comp around it. At this point, you gotta try and heal bot the Spidey so that he hopefully does something, or you just have to full on ignore him and hope that he's just the distraction. So whenever he does dive in and then immediately gets blasted or raid, you have to take advantage of that downtime to push in and get everyone in there. But that also takes more coordination, more team comp, and more communication. And a lot of people probably will already be like, GG, go next, we're not even gonna try, because Spider-Man's over here smacking his desk because he's spamming the heal button and no one's healing him even though he's behind a wall.
I mean that honestly, because playing the game with a lone wolf mentality
annoying
against others
then they also have the ego
kind of easy,
rank,
at least in comparison when playing as a team against a team. Not to sound like a broken record, but yeah, different beast of a game. Also, it's not like I need to tell any of you this, but another good thing about playing as a team and being a good teammate beyond just stats and numbers is that Rivals actually becomes harder, but you also become better as a player and matches become more fun. It is one of the most rare times and moments in Marvel Rivals where victories feel so amazing, and the kicker here is that losing doesn't feel so bad at all. It's one of those moments where you can lose a game knowing you and your team gave it your all. You put up a fight, you try to adapt to the enemy team together as a whole, but still end up not winning the match.
Yes,
because in matches like that, it's a lot easier
better
to admit that maybe you were outplayed by the enemy team, be it mechanically or they just had better callouts. And that's all. That's literally it. Losses.
It's so bad because, again, like he said, it is just like a loss thing, but I think it feels so good when you have a good team comp and everyone's coordinated, everyone's together. It makes it so much better than like I said, we're gonna bring back Spider-Man, the 2 and 11 Spider-Man. It feels so much better to have like that 2 and 11 Spider-Man who's really trying, and then you go, hey Spidey, it's not looking so good, you need to get off of him, and he goes, you're right, dude. And he goes something else, but you guys still keep trying because you're holding on. I think it's so much better when it is a hard fought battle compared to just being like, and he's just crying and all that shit. And you're just like, okay, well, I just want to get out of here so I can stop listening to this dunce. But having a coordinated team, it feels so nice. It feels so nice because everyone is just so, because everyone's like, hey, we lost, but we didn't go down without a fight. And I have so much respect for that.
Like, those can actually help you become a better player, because when you lose a match that's not muddied by noise of crybaby one tricks,
oh my
throwers,
God,
egos, you can actually clearly see where you can improve on as a player. You can actually be like, okay, maybe we lost because I didn't do so and so.
Instead of, well, I had to throw it.
Well, my two DPS started arguing with each other. Well, I'm solo tanking. I hope you all get what I'm saying here. I'm sorry if I'm sounding crazy all over the place, but I wanted to ask you guys all of this. How do you experience Marvel Rivals? Do you guys solo queue, or do you guys stack with a friend or two? Maybe you guys do a bigger stack. Are you the first one to get on comms even when nobody else is talking? I really want to know how a lot of you guys enjoy this game and how you guys kind of flow through it. Because me, unfortunately, I solo queue because I have no friends. No, but in seriousness, I usually solo queue, and let me tell you, I do not recommend Marvel Rivals solo queuing.
Oh, buddy.
It is,
oh, buddy, I know.
In the same way that playing with a team is a completely different game than playing the game normally, solo queuing Marvel Rivals is also another game that I do not recommend like that. But yeah, please let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Do you guys agree with some of the points I made? Maybe, you know, I'm talking out of my ass. So please let me know. As long as things are respectful, especially with each other, then, you know, have at it. If you're gonna be a shitter, get out of here. Again, sorry this video wasn't heavily edited. I'll obviously still be doing heavily edited.
I'm guessing this is gonna be an outro part. No, I 100% agree. I 100% agree with this man on like every take. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's so comforting to almost hear someone kind of have the same thing, and even with the fact that he's like, yeah, I solo queue too. It's like, oh my God, we're twinsies. I solo queue, and I'll sometimes get on call with people, but there are my friends were like, will pop on, and one of them will be too low of a rank, or they wouldn't even have done their placement matches, and it's like, oh, now we're playing quick play, and these are against people that are like probably grandmasters just not wanting to play ranked, and it's like, oh shit, well now they're fighting us. Or like you get the bot lobbies where you're like in between good, and you're literally just standing at their door killing them. It's like it really is just like a GG go next thing. No, I solo queue because I just want to get my rank higher. That's kind of the only thing with it, the only element. But I'm not like, hey, if someone does want to play, like Kui, like hell, I played Marvel Rivals Kui like a few days ago. So it's like, in the end, I'm not sitting here being like, I need to rank up or I need to get through here, and I'm not like shitting a brick, being like, oh, I'm like having nightmares of de-ranking from gold. But no, I will play like Marvel Rivals with friends. I just don't have a lot of friends that are like, hey, I play Marvel Rivals, and then I'm also not gonna go to them and be like, hey, you ever tried Marvel Rivals? No, I did not. I'm not gonna be like that and be like, dude, you really need to get into it. And then they're just like, dude, this game is ass. This hero shooter is horrifying. This Spider-Man is yelling at me, and their other team are calling us bots. And I'm like, yeah, it's about the Marvel Rivals experience. Like, it's like going up to someone being like, you want to play Dead by Daylight with me? No, I don't want to play Dead by Daylight. Get the fuck off me. Like, that's what it is. Very good video. I really like that video. Thumbs up to that one. It said a lot, and you know, I agree with all of his points.